Hey, it's Brent with another question from a reader. Okay, it says, hey Brent, there's this girl in class who I really like. Okay, that is going to be your problem. Okay, that's the main problem here. Okay, I want to make sure you guys get this distinction. And this isn't, I'm not against women. I'm just telling you that women want you to be this way. They want you to reframe that. Okay, so there are no longer any women you like, women you find attractive, women you want to bang, women you want to marry, nothing. The only way you're going to view women from now on is there are only women you might hook up with. That's it. Because when you come from that, then you're the chooser. You are choosing. You're not waiting to be chosen, which is what you're currently doing when you're pursuing. Sounds weird, right? Because, I mean, you think you've been taught by pursuing, you're taking control, you're being the man, you're leading them, right? But you're not, right? You're only creating more trouble for yourself and pushing them away. And even if you happen to get them, it'll never be good for you because she'll have all the power and you'll have none. And it may take you 12 years of marriage and 4 kids and a divorce to figure that out, but you will figure it out eventually. So, I want you to get this distinction, right? Okay, so when you start out like that, in that mindset, and you start thinking that way, then everything after that becomes more powerful. And in fact, that's what they want you to do. They want you to lead, they still want you to lead and be the man, just in a completely different way than you've been doing it, and on a completely higher level. And that's one of the very first things that will allow you to start living this life that I talk about, where women are naturally attracted to you, right? So that's why I'm always stopping at the beginning and saying, okay, there's your deal, there's your problem, there's the indicator right there. Right? So I just want to make sure you get that, okay? So let's go on. Okay, so she's intelligent, has objectives like a big cultural interest, and has very sweet character. She is cute, and is also 2 years older than me. She will be 22 and I'm 20. Okay, so whatever. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. You're 20 years old, for God's sake. Stop thinking like that, you know. She has objectives. Her only objective should be, you know, to get together with you at your house, you know, to hook up with you. That should be her only objective. And in fact, you should tell yourself that's her only objective. So if you actually had that in your mind instead of all this other stuff you're going to tell me, probably, you would not be writing me this, and you'd just be with her right now at your house hooking up. Okay? So you're way too young to be thinking this way, and frankly, even if you were 70, I'd tell you you're too young to be thinking this way, because it doesn't work. Okay, around her I'm just myself. I've let go of wanting anything from her, and I talk to her like a normal person. I focus all my energy on becoming the best I can be, affirmations, dressing well, etc., although I'm still far from where I want to be. Okay, so I want you to change that little story right there when you're thinking about this or telling yourself. So it's, I'm being the best I can be at all times, because I just am. And I'm exactly where I want to be, which is super successful with women, and I live a life where women are naturally attracted to me, so they pursue me. Okay? So just a little tip there. Okay, so I'm going to go on. She's nice to me. We smile a lot in our conversations, and when we say goodbye after class, she sometimes gives me a long look with a smile. Also, she sometimes touches my arm. There are also days where she's kind of off with everyone, but I've learned not to take these things personally. No worry, she's overwhelmed by her studies, and she has lots of things in her head. Okay, I can go with that. I think that if she was interested, she would have tried to ask me about my Facebook profile or send me an email with any excuse about homework or anything. And maybe the things I consider little signals are just her being nice, as a person does sometimes. Okay, maybe. But the way I frame it is that, and in my experience, is that women don't want to give guys they don't like any indication to be creepy. So they usually don't touch you, and they don't smile at you. Now, there could be an exception where some girl's playing a game with you and teasing you, and I get that. But I'm talking generally. In most cases, if she's doing what she's doing, she's interested. And so there are probably some other things that you need to do, and we'll talk about that as I read through this. Okay, so, okay, so, where are we? Oh, she's planning to move next month to another city for a long period of time. So perhaps she doesn't think about anything related to relationships or pursuing a guy at all. Again, I think that's just your belief about it right now. I do think she's interested. Okay. But I like how you are rationalizing what you're thinking about, okay? So, I've not made any move, as this is about being pursued and letting things come to me. I'm just being myself, and that's all. What I plan to do now is just to keep being carefree about it, And it's not easy at all, but attachment has made me, has caused me a lot of damage in the past. And sometimes this old me just comes out and a little voice tells me that I can't miss a person like her in my life, even if it's as a friend. I don't listen to it, but I will still think she might make a good friend. What do you think about this? Okay, so I'm looking down here and I've not made any move, and this is about letting things come to me. Okay, so when I say let women pursue you, I really don't, when you're first starting this, when you're just at the beginning and you don't really have a strong confidence about this and you don't have a 100% belief that women will pursue you, I don't want you to stand around. And I don't want you to go out and stand in a corner and think that, oh, women are going to walk up and proposition me, and if they don't, then this doesn't work, because that's not what I'm saying. We approach women all the time. We just do it in a different way than you guys generally do it, okay? So I like the fact that you are already taking action. You're getting into conversations with her. So here's the next thing that I think you need to do. You didn't write down what your conversations were about other than what you told me. I think you need to plant some seeds in these conversations. So I think you need to take it one step further so you can find out if, in fact, she is truly interested or she is just being nice, so you can stop thinking about it and you can move on and, you know, do it better next time, okay? And let more women pursue you from now on. Okay, so in your conversations, I would be saying things like, what's on the agenda for this weekend? So what's up for the weekend? What crazy plans do you have? Right? Because you want to, this is the way you lead, okay? This is the way that you lead that is unlike pursuing. You are just throwing something out there, okay? You're not losing any power by doing this. You're not asking her out. You're not asking her if she wants to go to dinner. You're not indicating really any interest. She's already interested in if you're cool, and she's touching your arm, and she's smiling at you, and all those things that she does. She just may not feel compelled right now to pursue you, because number one, you don't really believe that she will. Okay, I think that's going on in your head. So in fact, when she gets to that point of being interested, she's like, well, I'm unsure. I don't know. Could he handle me pursuing him? Or I don't know. He seems so nice, right? So you haven't said anything. And here's what I mean. When you say something like, so what's on the agenda for the weekend? It gives her an opening to tell you whatever she tells you. Oh, I don't know, I'm going to stay home and study, or you know what, I'm going to go out with my girlfriends, or whatever. Now, she may or may not ask you what you're doing, and it doesn't really matter. Okay, because the answer could be the same, or the idea here could be the same. So whether she does or not, you could say, yeah, you know what, I'm not sure what I'm doing. You know, I have some options. I could go out with some friends. I was thinking maybe going out Friday night, or, you know, what I've been doing a little bit lately is I've just been like hanging out, laying on my couch, you know, drinking a bottle of wine or opening a bottle of champagne or having a few drinks and ordering some food and watching a movie. Right? And just shake your head like that. Okay, now if she gives you any indication that it interests her, then you're going to say what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so if she says something like, oh man, that sounds great, or yeah, I love relaxing, I love wine, or whatever, I love movies, or yeah, you know what, I go out too much, or whatever, then, and only then, you would say, oh, like it's a surprise, right? Oh, well, you're welcome to join me if you'd like. Okay? It's inviting. Okay? It's not pursuing. It's not telling her, you should come over to my house. Or, do you want to come over to my house? It's, hey, I'm going to be at my house. You're welcome to join me. And I want to point out another distinction here, guys, so that you get this. Because this is something that's overlooked all the time, but it's really important. Okay? When I'm telling you in these videos that you have to have a life that doesn't revolve around women and doesn't revolve around getting laid, it doesn't mean that you're not interested in it. It just means that you have a life which is attractive to women, okay? Because most guys don't have a life, and most guys base their entire value on how often they get laid. I get it, especially when you're young. You know, you have competition with your friends. You're not cool unless you can have sex all the time, and you're not the king and you're not the man. I get it. I was there. I used to be there. I used to be that guy. I used to be you, really. But the distinction is, when you start saying things like, this is what I'm doing, okay? So I'm going to do, or this is what I'm doing, or this is what I generally do, that right there is the distinction, Okay, most guys say, do you want to do this? Or you should do this, or you should come with me, or you'd make a good girlfriend, or you know what, would you like to go out to dinner? Okay, that's pursuing. Okay, this other thing is that you have a life that operates outside of her being involved. And here's what I really want to say about it, now that just popped in my head, is that you living your life and doing the things that you're telling her that you're doing are not contingent on whether she joins you or any other woman joins you. You're doing it anyway. Super powerful, guys. I mean, like, next level powerful. Because think about that. How have you acted in the past? How are you currently acting? And how do you see most guys act? Right? It's always contingent on whether a woman. In fact, they can't even go out and have a good time unless there are women involved. Okay? Which brings me to a lot of other things that I always talk about. Like, if you do anything that revolves around women, you're shooting yourself in the foot before you even go out. When you're doing stuff just to do it, and then a girl shows some interest and you invite her along, powerful, right? I'm going to hang out on my couch and open a bottle of wine and watch a movie and just chill out. That's what I'm doing, right? That's what I'm doing, right? I'm just going to go out tonight to this hot club and hang out with my friends. It's going to be cool, yeah. Right? You don't like ask her to come along. You don't tell her to come along, right? So I hope you're getting this, guys. This is really, really important. You are inviting her, if she indicates interest, to be part of your extraordinary life or your cool life or your relaxed life. So whether you're laying on the couch or whether you're going to the hottest place in town, you're already doing it, okay? Like, if you got nothing else out of this video, that one distinction would be huge for you. It'll change your whole life, okay? So that's what I would do. Back to the story here. I would really start, throwing things out there, okay? Here are some more examples. So let's say it's Monday, you see her in class. So what'd you do last weekend? Anything crazy over the weekend? And she tells you, and this is your opportunity to say, you know what? I stayed in. I did, yeah. Because let's say you don't have a social life. Let's say you don't know anyone and you have no friends or whatever. You could still make this work for you, right? You don't have to have an incredible social life. I talk about having a social life all the time, and I think that tons of great stuff can come from it. But if you were a guy who doesn't have that, you got to start where you're at, and you can do that by just telling her the truth. Yeah, you know what? I stayed in. I actually haven't been too social lately. I just started here at the school, as you know, and actually I probably need to meet some new friends. Do you have any suggestions on that? Right? So you're asking, you have any suggestions on that? She might say, yeah, you should come out with us. Now she's asking you out. Nice. Or, you know what? I've just been laying low lately, frankly. I've just been hanging out, and this last weekend, I just chilled. Yeah, I chilled the whole time. I've been actually becoming addicted to that kind of. Probably should get out and have some fun. But I have just as much fun at my house. I'm just laying around, having wine, relaxing, watching a movie, maybe invite some friends over, whatever. Now, if she says anything that would indicate interest, like, I love wine, I need to do that, I would love to do stuff like that, you want to then say, oh, well, you're welcome to join me. It's just an afterthought, okay? So I think this girl might be interested, and the fact that she's leaving is a perfect example. Of course she doesn't want a relationship. She just wants to hook up with you. So let her hook up with you. Give her the opportunity. Plant the seed. I think that she just doesn't know that you'd be open to it, okay? Remember, there are only women you might hook up with. So give her the opportunity to be one of the girls you might hook up with. Okay, so listen, I hope you understood all that, and I hope that helps. Try it, and let me know what happens, and I'll talk to you later.